Hey guys! Today I'm making a golden retriever puppy in miniature. Hope you'll enjoy. First you want to start out by making a sketch for size reference as well as an armature, then add some clay to the head and begin sculpting. The eyes are pre-baked and made the same way as in my eyeball cane tutorial, which you can find on my channel. Because I work in 1:12 scale, usually when making a dog, it's pretty easy to figure out what size you want it because dogs are usually measured by shoulder height. However, this one is a puppy and usually puppies are measured by weight. So when I was about to make the sketch for this one, I found a picture of the mommy golden retriever and her puppy, and then I just saw where the shoulder of the puppy went on the body of the mom and then figured out the height from there. For this one, I did spend a bit more time adjusting the shape and details of the sculpture. The reason why is because the base sculpture is going to be more visible than on some of the recent animals I've been posting, such as the kitten or the tiger. Usually when making an animal with an open mouth, I would prefer just sculpting the upper mouth and then attaching another piece of clay for the jaw later. However, for this one it just so happened that the piece of clay that was already there would make a really good jaw. So whichever way you think is the easiest, feel free to do it that way. If you have any questions in general about my videos, I always put a link to my FAQ in the info box, and also if you have any questions about the tools I use, videos like my basics for doll sculpting tools but also my craft room tour will answer a lot of those questions. After adding the ears, I pre-baked and I did add a tiny bit of liquid clay just to strengthen them, although with this type of ears it's not really necessary. After pre-baking, I then added the tongue, and the only reason why I didn't add this before baking is because the teeth would then be slightly wobbly and you would just risk bending them. Just like with the kitten I posted recently, I cut off the legs of the armature before adding clay to the body, and the reason why is just because it's a lot easier since it's going to be in a seated position. You can then add some clay to the front legs and add some blobs of clay for the hind legs. And before working on the legs, I did pre-bake the body. Next you can make some simple paws. I only made the underside of one of the paws because that's the only one that would show. But if you want, you can of course add the underside detailing to all the paws. After adding the paws to the front, I did add some liquid clay again just to strengthen it and then baked again. And after baking, I roughly painted it using white acrylic paint. For the fur, I'm going to be using milk protein fiber, and I'm just gluing this on in sections, letting the glue dry and then trimming off any excess. And again, if you have any questions about the different types of fur I use, where I get it, or the glue I use to attach it, I do have a video about it which you can find a link to in my FAQ. Some of you have commented saying that you have troubles making the fur look neat when trimming it. Using a very fine and sharp pair of scissors is going to help a lot when trimming the fur. I got mine in a fabric store and they're meant for cutting thread. But also the type of fur you're using can make a huge difference. Most types of synthetic hair and also mohair is not something I would recommend using for miniature animals, at least not in 1:12 scale. However, fibers like the milk protein fibers I'm using here, but also fur like merino, is a really good option. As usual, when you're done adding the fur, it is going to look a bit strange just because it doesn't have any shading. For the shading, I first used acrylic paint. I used black for the first few details and then I used white for the teeth. I also mixed the white with the two remaining colors to make the colors for the tongue. Next, I went in with soft pastels. I used the 3 colors shown in the video as well as a grey. I applied most of it with a dry brush and then I applied some of it near the facial features using a damp brush. After spraying what I had so far with a fixative, I went in with some more acrylic paint, this time in a light skin color, and this is just to add some additional shading and also to enhance some of the texture of the fur. Really hope you enjoyed and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Also, for those of you who have been asking, I am going to be posting the video for the cat accessories soon, so don't worry.